Here's how knowing the difference in the bid and ask price is going to help you keep profits. So what exactly is the difference in the bid and ask? Well, this is a market. So you have a seller and a buyer. You, as the buyer of the stock, the seller is the market maker. All right, so let's dive into the bid and ask. So if you come over here to my screen, you see these two little indicators up here in the left-hand side. This is the bid and this is the ask. So the bid is what us, as the people buying stocks, want to pay for it. And this is NVIDIA, for example, $1,137. The ask is what the market maker or market specialist is asking for it. There is going to be a difference between the two. Now, you can see right now that this number is bouncing around greatly between 45 and probably 15 cents. That means that there's not a lot of consensus there. Let me show you an ideal situation. I'm going to use Apple, for example. So let's say that we have Apple here. Apple, and I'm going to say that it is going to be trading for $190 a share on the nose. I don't exactly know what the stock price is, but for example, we're going to put it here. And this is the bid, 190, and the ask is going to be 190.01 cents because you're never going to have an absolute 0-0 consensus. There's always going to be a spread of about a cent or more. If you have this, meaning that you want to pay 190 and they want to sell it to you for 190.01 cents, you have consensus there. Now, what's the problem if you don't have consensus? Let's take this example and say that it's 190, but your ask price, or what the market wants to sell it to you for, is 190.50. So 50 cents spread in between the two. There's a difference of 50 cents between the two. What happens? This is where people will always say to me, Mostafa, every time I buy a stock, the stock price just drops on me. And I'm going to show you exactly why. There's a manipulation going on there. Remember, the market is psychology. So you have a market maker who wants to sell this for $190.50. You have you that wants to buy it for $190. Well, as soon as you execute a market order, we're not saying that you have limit orders, stop orders, anything like that. You execute a market order, what's going to happen? Well, you're going to instantly jump up and pay $190.50. So you're going to basically pay 50 cents more than you wanted to. And what is that market maker going to do exactly when that order executes? Well, he realizes that there's people in there that want to pay $190. So he's going to drop that price down. The price is going to come down to maybe $190.25. So there's people in there that are going to be, maybe now there's a 25-cent spread between what people are asking, $190 on the nose, and what people are willing to pay for. You were paying $190.50. And the idea is to get consensus there. So when do you see this chaos? When do you see non-consensus in the market? Well, if we come back to the charts, and you start just flipping through different stocks. Let's look through Apple. Apple, you can see the spread right now is 1 or 2 cents. Pretty good consensus. Let's go to a Google. I'm just bouncing around. You can see the spread 1 or 2 cents. But if we go back to NVIDIA here, and you're going to see this a lot on volatile stocks. You're going to see this in the morning, typically when overnight trades are settling, etc. You're going to see rather large spreads. Now, spreads are relative. So yes, this is a $1,100 stock. So the spread can be greater. I still like to see a consensus around about 20 cents. I don't want to see anything 30, 40, 50, 60 cents going so on and so forth. I like to see somewhere between 1 cent and 20 cents. Now, if you're playing with a stock that's $50, you have to have a 1 to 2 cent spread. If you're playing with something that's a little bit more, yes, it can be a little bit greater. So this is an imperative part of our community checklist. It is so important to have that checklist and have that community. We trade with this every single day together. Guys, it's $25 right now. Why don't you just join? Come and try it for a month. You're absolutely going to love it. You're going to get this checklist. You're going to get contact with me and the other community members. So when we talk about this checklist, it is so important to know what you're doing and have a process for what you're doing and why you're doing it. And this is really the number one thing that I look at when I come in and I'm going to execute an order. I always take a peek up here. Is there any type of manipulation going on in the stock price? And if the bid-ask spread is more than 1 to 2 cents, or maybe 20 cents if I'm trading $1,000 stock, then I know there's manipulation in there and I'm moving on to the next stock. I'm just going to be patient and letting that manipulation leave the stock price. So guys, I made an ultimate guide to trading. This is going to be your Bible for trading. Go check it out.